Yesterday I asked you guys to install Microsoft Teams. I hope you are all available on Teams. With that, I'm going to pull. All right. So this is a whiteboard, and for today, I am thinking multiple topics. Uh, I'm going to talk about what GitHub is. If you're not already familiar with it, is going to be a good primer. And before that, let me go ahead and tell you uh, how to go about software installation on your computer. So um, let me turn on a setting, and I'm going to show you something. All right. So in the Start menu, type PowerShell, and then on PowerShell, sure, sure. All right. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to share the screen. All right. Do you guys see it? All right. All right. Thanks, Prashant. All right. All right. So I'm going to show you some tricks. I'm going to launch the PowerShell on the Start menu. On the Start menu, I'm going to come type PowerShell. It is popping up on my other window. So let me go ahead and scroll down. Uh, so it is available under W, Windows, PowerShell. All right. No worries. I am going to launch it from here. You'll have to click on this button, Run as Administrator, and this is when it is going to pop up a new menu, and you're going to see this. Uh, Let me increase the font size a little. Uh, sure. All right, all right. Give me 1 minute. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me figure that out. All right, do you guys see it now? All right. Okay. Uh, so I launched PowerShell from this command line option here. I right clicked on it, and on this menu here, I right clicked again and ran it as administrator. Now, uh, one tip that I would give you at this point is you should never uh, install things like this. So there are tools that you will have to install, such as Visual Studio Code. It is called VS Code. I would avoid, as a developer, installing tools like this. So you come to Windows, and then Windows is going to start downloading a file, and then when the setup is ready, you double click on the setup. Uh, that is going to get the job done, but then it is going to cause um, you and your fellow team members to get on different directions sometimes. And then it is always good to have scripts, and for scripting this thing, you should know how to use command line and how to install software using the command line. So I'm going to show you a quick trick. There's a utility called Chocolatey that is available on the internet. So I'm going to go to chocolatey.org, and then there is a little button here called install. So uh, once you click on this, you're going to see once again two options of setting it up. Somewhere down below there is an option for downloading an exe for this, but then what I prefer is I prefer running it through the PowerShell. Right, so I see somebody trying to join. right? All right, all right. Nathan, can you go mute, please? Can you go mute? Thank you. All right. So we are in PowerShell. We launched it as administrator, and on the chocolatey.org, we see a script, and that script is uh, available over here for copying. If I click on this button, I can copy the script. Now, if I come to PowerShell, right click, it is going to paste it automatically. If I hit enter, it is going to connect to the internet and it is going to get that utility for me and it is going to install. Because I have that utility already installed on my computer, it is giving an error message, but I'm hoping that for you guys it is going to work out. So let me go ahead and share this link with you guys on the chat bar. Now I don't expect you guys to follow along as I'm typing this. I'm making a recording of this and I'm going to share it with you guys right after the meeting. So let me go ahead and click the record button. All right. So the link is in your chat window. You don't have to follow along right now. I've copied this thing. I've come to PowerShell. I've pasted this, and this will install a Chocolatey for you. Once this utility is done, if I type Choco in my console command, this is what I see. Chocolatey version 1 is available. Now, the reason this is so powerful is that if I have to install any software, all I have to do is figure out the package for that. So I want to install VS Code, which is Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to search Choco VS Code, and mostly the first search result uh, is going to directly take you to that utility page. And then if you run this command, it is going to install Visual Studio Code for you. So you come here and paste it, but generally it is going to ask you some interactive question that are you very sure, do you accept all the terms and conditions, and for that you will have to pass on some commands here. So hyphen force is going to ignore most of the things and it is going to forcefully install that particular software. Hyphen yes is going to accept any interactive questions that they ask, like do you accept this agreement, are you okay with this thing getting installed. So you can type the full option or you can type -f -y, and I generally use another option which is -x, which is for some unsigned unregistered utilities. So if I install this, it is going to go ahead and probably try installing Visual Studio package for me, but then I have that package already available on my machine and it is running over here, right? So let me pull that up. So this code is available for me over here, and this is like the first utility that you will require for running this application. Another important thing that you will have to install is GitHub. So let's go ahead and do that again. Choco install GitHub. All right, and notice that the first search result once again. I don't know if I wanted GitHub, but it is available over here. It is a desktop client. I probably wanted GitHub CLI. So I'm just going to type GitHub, and you can see that there are multiple results that you're seeing. Probably GitHub is a wrong choice. I should type GitHub git CLI, and let me just type git. All right, and with git you're going to see multiple utilities. So I have this thing installed on my computer already, and for all the softwares that I generally need for development, I have a script created for this already. Don't worry about writing this. I'm going to share this entire link with you. You will have to run this script inside PowerShell as an administrator, and it is going to install all these utilities: Visual Studio 2019, VS Code, SQL Server, then git.install, then some other .NET utilities that I'm going to introduce you to as we move along the course. So with those two utilities installed, our machine is all set. Uh, right? So I have Visual Studio Code running. I have GitHub also running. But then let me go ahead and explain you the utility, the reason why I created those utilities. So what we have done so far is we have installed Choco. It is an online automation tool for installing uh, other softwares, if I can say that. All right, you should avoid manually downloading and installing through exe, because for your machine it is fine, but then you would want your program to run on somebody else's computer as well, right? You would want your code to run on somebody else's computer as well, and then if your machine and their machine are exactly the same, your softwares are going to run extremely easy. So utilities like this, they help. Then we installed VS Code, which is the editor that we are going to use today very extensively, and then we installed Git. So now that we have all the essential tools available with us, let's go ahead and talk about Git. And this is where